Hi there, in this video you're going to learn about percent of change. A percent of change is a ratio that compares the change in the quantity to the original amount. So a percent of change is equal to the amount of change over the original amount. If the original quantity is increased, it's called a percent of increase. If the original quantity is decreased, then it is called a percent of decrease. So this is what the formula looks like for percent of increase. This is what it looks like for decrease. So the amount that it increases or decreases goes at the top and the original amount goes at the bottom. Find the percent of change in the cost of gasoline from 1970 to 2010, round to the nearest whole percent if necessary. So since this price is higher than this price, right? This is a percent increase, right? It changes, it increases in price over time, okay? So you would figure out first what that amount of increase is. So you would do $2.95 minus $1.30, and you get $1.65. Step 2, now is the time you need to find the percent of increase. So look to see how much it increased. So we already found that it was $1.65, right? That goes at the top, over the original amount. It started off with $1.30. So once you divide those out, you get you get 1.27. Okay, but we have to write this as a percent. So we just move the decimal 2 places to the right and you get 127%. So in other words, the cost of gasoline increased by 127% from 1970 to 2010. Yusuf brought a DVD recorder for $280. Now it is on sale for $220. Find the percent of change in the price, round to the nearest whole percent if necessary. Okay, so since the new price is less than the original price, right, this is a percent of decrease. So first we need to find the amount of decrease. How do we do that? We just subtract the two numbers, right? 280 minus 220 gets you $60. So this decreased in price $60. So you put the amount of decrease at the top, so that would be 60, over the original price. It originally costed $280. Just divide those out and you get 0.21. Make it as a percent, so move it over 2 places to the right to get 21%. So the price of the DVD recorder decreased by about 21%. All right, the percent of error. This is a ratio that compares the inaccuracy of estimate or amount of error to the actual amount, okay? So whatever number you're off by, so the amount of error goes at the top versus the actual amount. So suppose you guess there are 300 gumballs in a jar, but there are actually 400, right? So then 300 would go at the top and 400 would go at the bottom, and you would just divide those out. So let's look at an example. Ahmed wants to practice free throws. He estimates the distance from the free throw line to the hoop and marks it with chalk. Ahmed's estimate was 13.5 feet. The actual distance should be 15 feet. Find the percent of error. So let's first find the amount of error, right? So from 15 feet to 13.5 feet. Let's look at this. What was the error here? 15 minus 13.5, right? So that gets you 1.5 feet, okay? So let's find the percent of error now. So we have 1.5 feet as the amount of error. Let's find the percent. So you do 1.5 at the top over the actual amount. So the actual amount is 15. So you do 1.5 over 15, divide those out, and you get 0.1 or 10%. So here, the percent of error is 10%. Concluding thoughts, just look to make sure it's a percent increase or decrease, right? You do the amount. I should write the amount of increase or decrease over the original and the error amount over the actual. Okay, and just divide those out and make them into percents. Okay, so I hope you learned about percent of change. Thank you for watching.